All right. Hello there, everybody. Beau here. Welcome to my walk. My almost daily walking vlog. It is misting, so the lens is going to get wet. So you might see me wipe the lens off once in a while. It's about 38 degrees. It's not the best walking day, but we're going shooting tomorrow morning, and I may or may not feel like walking tomorrow, so I want to make sure I walk today. Walking update, I have been walking almost every day this week except for one, 5 to 6 miles at a clip. So today's Friday, I'm gonna do another 5 miles today. So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. In the past 7 days, that makes 35, 36 or 37 miles. 5 times 6, 30. A couple of those walks were 6 miles. So we'll say 32 miles after today for the week. So ain't bad, I guess. So I got a few things to talk about on this walk. Some of it may be humorous, some it may not. First thing I want to mention is, if you notice the picture quality, it is the first time I record a walk in 4K. I did a test run yesterday on my walk. Now, I didn't upload yesterday's walk. But before I get into that, you should know that if you're watching this and I just said it's in 4K and you're like, wait a minute, it's in 1080p. There's no 4K option here. I don't know what YouTube's doing these days, but I have a 4K TV with an app on it. I uploaded a test video and made it private so I could see how it looks. And it looked fantastic, and it was in 4K. So on my Apple MacBook Pro downstairs, which does not have a 4K screen, there was no 4K option to view it. So I don't know if that was a browser thing. I only have my TV in 4K, and everything else is 1080p that I have, which includes 3 different laptops. So there's that. And so it should look pretty good, I would hope. So I'm right in stride with my stamina for walking, so I'm real happy about that, because I'm walking more now than I have yet in the past 2 years. And my body doesn't feel like I'm overdoing it. So I am pleasantly pleased with that. I mean, I feel really good, healthy, strong. Certain things happened by walking that I noticed. Sometimes I would go through, a couple of weeks of really difficult time sleeping, and now I sleep very well, at least 6 hours, sometimes 8. But I still get woken up once in a while because of my back, that disc problem. So there's no avoiding that. You lay the wrong way and it's painful, it wakes you up. but I go back to sleep. So anyway, it's been really good for that. I'm also back to my weight I used to be when I was younger, which is good. Very happy about that. So anyway, it is misting, and I'm really tempted to put the hood on my hoodie up, but I don't like doing that because then I lose my peripheral vision and I don't see somebody turning a corner and running me over. But I might end up doing that. Thankfully it's not windy today, but it is raw. The weather today, as I would describe it, would be pretty much what you saw in the movie First Blood with Sylvester Stallone. 38, 40 degrees, damp. So anyway, back to the 4K thing. Now the 4K, which really excellent. I mean, it looked absolutely stunningly beautiful. I think that's where the GoPro is in the happy zone in 4K. I think it was designed for that. I mean, 1080p looks good and everything, but the amount of detail and pixels on the 4K, I mean, it looks absolutely stunning. So hopefully I got this uploaded and you can see that. Things you'll notice is, like, if you look on these trees before they have leaves on them, you see all that green moss on the bark. Stuff like that really stands out with the 4K. You can see it well, a lot of detail. Now, the only thing I'm doing different today with what I did with my test run was this time I had the stabilization boost on boost, which is the maximum stabilization. I'm not even sure if I need that, but in this lighting it should be fine. Shouldn't be any anomalies, and it should be nice and smooth. More like I'm gliding rather than the picture jumping around. Which is what happened with my live stream, by the way. I did live stream again. And thank you, N Saxon 8. I'm assuming that means North Saxon 8. In Rumford, who was watching my live stream via my telephone. Even though my picture was shaking around all over the place while I was walking, I didn't notice that. It didn't look like that on my phone while I was walking. I was kind of surprised when I watched the replay. I was like, wow, that's pretty terrible. So, for some reason, the YouTube app bypassed my phone stabilization, which tells me that the YouTube app accessed my camera and was controlling my camera and not my phone software, which is weird. Not sure if that's good or bad. So it is a nice day today, even when it's overcast and misting. Thorncraig. So I like the different views you get when you walk. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. Now, as stated with the live stream, YouTube has an algorithm. It senses if anybody's watching or popping in for views. Plus, I'm not monetized. So what happens is they cut the bandwidth. So they let me stream pretty good for about an hour, and then after that they cut the bandwidth because they don't want to waste expensive bandwidth on my petty little channel. So we got the Montello School Loop Trail here. There is a loop trail that goes around the school and comes back here. I'm not going to go on that because this is a gun channel and I don't need to specify why I'm not going to go on the school grounds. As we see this rock wall. Now, yesterday on my walk through here, there were people here with yellow vests and pick 'em up gizmos that they were carrying. They were picking up trash. And so you'll notice that a lot of the trash on the side of the road is now gone. So they came by and cleaned that up, thankfully. Now we still got a lot of brush here from storms. But they picked up the, oh, they forgot a little shot bottle. There's another one. Another one over there. You know, I see that a lot, okay? Now you would think, okay, there's an empty shot bottle, another one, another one. What's the odds of 3 of them? They didn't throw them out at the same time, did they? Maybe. Or maybe somebody, oh, there's another one. So there's another one here. Alcoholic in the neighborhood. Alcoholic in the neighborhood. Alert, alert. So, there's still some trash on the side. Well, I guess you just can't get good help anymore. Speaking of trash, forgot to put the trash out last night at the house. Oh, another shot bottle, same brand. There's another one. Alcoholic alert. Oh my God, here's another one. I think somebody's walking by here drinking and they're accumulating. It's all the same brand too. Isn't that weird? I don't recall ever seeing that on this strip. Now over here, yesterday on my walk, I was walking by here and I was like, oh, there's another one. I'm walking by here and you got the chicken coop. Chicken coop down there and out towards the school. So anyway, I decided to go look at the chicken coop yesterday. Mistake. I've been walking by this damn chicken coop for 2 years or so, and maybe longer, a little longer. I was like, well, I'm tired of walking by this chicken coop and not looking at the damn chickens. I want to see the chickens. So I walked over to look at the chickens. Sure enough, this liberal woman comes out, and I could tell she was a liberal the way her hair was and what she was wearing. She was wearing flats. Olive drab, kind of like earthy dress color. You could just tell the way she had her arms crossed. You know, she voted for Biden, all right? So anyway, so she came out and she was like, excuse me, telling me basically I wasn't where I was supposed to be, and I said, well, I just saw the chickens. I've been walking by here for a few years now, and I never stop and look at the chickens, and they were out, and I wanted to see the chickens, that's all. She was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Then she gave me like a 20-minute rundown on what you got to do to raise chickens. Then her husband stuck his head out the window. Talking to him. So anyway, she said he works at home, blah blah blah, and she was saying something about, well, it's kind of invasive. I said, yeah, I agree, I'm sorry, you know, I've actually thought of that. And you know, then I told her I didn't see any no trespassing signs posted, so that pretty much shut her up. Then she said, well, we're renters, we don't own the house. Okay, well, that's a double middle finger to you then, because you don't own it. So you don't have a right to, I don't know what the renters' rights are for that. You can tell people to get the hell out of there all you want to, they don't have to listen to you. But anyway, I apologized, and she'll probably go get a no trespassing sign now. It's because I said that. So anyway, as I'm dodging puddles, so all was well with the chickens. And you know, both her and her husband were funny, because she came out and, you know, the first thing she asked me was, where do you live? What's your name? And she was holding her camera in front of her with her arms crossed, so she could record evidence, which was funny. So, of course, I had the GoPro in my head, so I recorded the whole conversation, which I saved, just in case they want to try to say I did something to their chickens. So nobody trusts anybody anymore. It's pretty bizarre. Years ago, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But anyway, she did take 20 minutes to explain what you do to raise your own chickens. So the first thing you do is, you can't get 1 or 2, they'll die, she said. You have to get at least 4. Because once in a while, you are going to lose one to predators. And she told me what their predators are. Possum. The big one was hawks, obviously. Especially if you got a white chicken, that's easy to spot from up in the air. And we do have hawks here, see them quite often actually. And so she's telling me about that. I'm like, okay. And get them in 4s. So I'd love to upload chicken footage that I did shoot and my conversation with her, but I don't think she knows I was recording, and I'm not even gonna go there. So you won't be able to see the chicken lady, but I am going to refer to her as the chicken lady once in a while when I walk by there. So you'll know what that is when I say it. And there you have it. So all ended well. Her husband stuck his head out the window. What's your name? Are you the guy that lives over there? He pointed. No, I don't live over there. I live up the road around the corner. So they both were looking for information in case they needed it, which was smart. That was a smart thing to do, but that also tells me that they're busybodies and they like causing trouble. Sounded to me like they had practice at it. So anyway, basically I walked away with, well, you know what, I'm freaking sorry I went to look at your damn chickens. But isn't that how it goes? You walk by somewhere 4 times a week, sometimes 5, and the one damn time you want to go look at the damn chickens after 2 years, they gotta stick their head out. Granted, I was being invasive, but I figured taking 30 seconds to go look at chickens wouldn't hurt anybody. Oh well. So, the GoPro on my head is waterproof, which is good. I should probably wipe the front of it in case there was any water. The Japanese guy I watch, he's got a little squeezy thing with a nozzle. And he blows air on his lens when it gets wet. I don't have a squeezy nozzle thing. Don't see many of those anymore. That's an on-air antenna on that roof. It's all digital now. It might have been converted to digital. It's got an antenna on the chimney. It's not a lightning rod. Well, it might be inadvertently, if you know what I mean. But I'm getting wet. Oh, a little squirrel in the road. Run, little squirrel. Oh, he's freaking out. There he goes, scampering along under the trailer. He's checking me out. So, I apologize for the nose clearing and nasal sounds. I have a GoPro on my head about 4 or 5 inches above my nose, and it's 38 degrees. The nose is running. That's just the way it is. You're either going to hear me going or wiping my nose while I walk. You'll just have to deal with it till the weather warms up. So, I got a little bit of a sweat going now. So anyway, yes, it's in 4K. It's definitely going to look a lot better. Now, that being said, an hour and 20-minute walk to an hour and a half in 4K is going to be a pretty big file size. But it does automatically, right now I have it set to mathematically calculate, due to bit rates and stuff, how long the clip should be for editing ease. And 1080p, it makes video clips a little over 11-minute segments on its own. It kind of like adds chapters. And with 4K, it's a little over 8 minutes per clip. And I go from 2 hours and 33 minutes of recording time to 2 hours and 4 minutes. So I definitely have enough time to record walks, an hour and 20 to an hour and a half. So I did try that out yesterday. Problem was, nothing went right for my walk yesterday. We had the chicken incident and I talked about that while I was walking a little bit further, so it kind of like ruined my video, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, and I was like, I can't use that. They didn't want me going there, then I'm talking about them. I just, well, that scraps the whole walk. So that's all fine in itself. But then, so yesterday I took this left up here ahead. And the reason why I took this and went that way, because that comes out just under 5 miles. I don't get my full 5 miles. That's the old route I used to take. And the reason why that's significant is I had walked 2 days in a row. I walked 6 miles, so I figure 4.8 miles. Who cares about 0.2 of a mile when I've already walked extra the 2 days before? So it still comes out to my total I wanted, and I'm still going to end up with 32, 33 miles for the week, which is good. That used to be difficult for me last year. Now we're starting off the year, it's not bad, and I attribute that a lot to my Skechers sneakers I'm wearing. They are made for walking, it said, and they're not lying. Now the problem I had was, no, I decided to do that because I didn't want to bother you. So what happened was, these sneakers are a little more elevated in the heel, is the thing. So it's a little more heel elevated, and they're really stiff, because there's nothing worse than soft, cushy sneakers when you're walking. Now you'd think that would be, you know, it might be really comfortable during the workday. You're sitting around, you stand around in one spot and you do this or that, and you know, there's miles to put on that way. But it's like, for actually walking distance repetitively for several miles, these have been really good. And the problem I had last year was my right hip, because I have a back problem, so my right hip was taking up the slack over several years, and so that was getting tired and sore, kind of worn out feeling. And my left heel was hurting if I did too many walks during the week. Well, I'm not having that problem since I've been wearing these shoes. So I forget the make of these Skechers, but I do have it marked on the sneaker. I think it was a SKS, not SKS, that's a rifle. It was SK something. SK8s or 9s, or I could check that out, but anyway, they were really great for walking. Well, the little tag on the heel says says sport. So it's the Skechers Sport sneakers. I don't know if that's a sport line and they have different models. That's what it says on this one. I'd have to check the tab on the inside of the tongue. Obviously I'm not going to do that while I'm walking, But if you want to know what they are, just ask me. They also took a while to break in. And this is what they look like. I don't know if you can see that. I think so. That's what they look like. Yep. Skechers Sport. That's what they're called. So it's okay. So recording in 4K yesterday, I noticed that the battery depleted about 20 minutes sooner. So I will have to change the battery to get the whole walk. But we have that technology. Problem is I have to take it off my head to change the battery. Because I have it on the head mount. And the way the thing screws in, that holds the clamp tight, I have to loosen that to flip the gate open. Basically, all right, I did 2 miles in 35 minutes, according to the voice in my ear. Just hit 2 miles. My face is wet. Sure, the camera's wet, but this is that GoPro model that you can go swimming underwater with, which would actually be pretty cool, I think. That's not the day you want to find out that it has a factory defect or something, though, with the seal. Knowing our luck, that's what would happen. So I'm not going to be diving underwater anytime soon. Wonder how that would look, though, if I took one of the things that come with it, mount it on the end of a pole, and stick the pole in the water with the camera on it, making sure, of course, that it wouldn't come loose and fall off. But the other thing I did is I'm pretty sure I forgot the front monitor screen on, so that's going to use extra power. So I hadn't thought of that, so I might run out of power sooner. So that kind of messes up my test. But if it comes out to about the same time as expected, then I know the front screen monitor doesn't affect it much. But if you're not familiar with the GoPros, they generate a lot of heat. When you're done recording with them, it's actually physically hot to the touch. It definitely uses a lot of power from these batteries. So pretty soon we'll be out here. We'll see the robotic lawnmower out here. Doesn't look like it right now because everything's soggy wet and flooded. And you can see it's raining. I'm sure you can see that on the water, especially in 4K, Ultra HD. So it's damp. Haha, you missed me. Oh. Well, this is weird. They were collecting the trash, and it looks like the trash can, the guy picking up the trash probably threw their trash can in the ditch. Trash day for a lot of people in this neighborhood. Yeah? I have no idea.
I think he came from down that street. He came on Monday when we had all the wind.
Oh, and it was all windy?
Yeah,
Maybe just stand it up on the sidewalk. Somebody will pick it up.
well, I think if it belongs to them, they'll see it there.
Okay. Yeah, we did have a big windstorm, and I'm sure a lot of people, there's a green basket down there too in the puddle. Thank you. Have a good day. She wants the owner of that trash can to come pick it up. And she didn't want me to move it and put it on the sidewalk so somebody actually could see it. Okay. I'll just mind my own business. I got in enough trouble yesterday with the damn chicken lady. I don't need this today. I don't need trash can gate. I just want to walk. Don't talk to me. So anyways, we're gonna go shooting tomorrow. Finish sighting in the AR-10, which is a nice rifle in 308. Panther arms. As we look at the rushing torrent of rain we had of recent. I'm glad they fixed this. They poured new concrete, tore up the road all last year, and they had to come back and fix sewer problems for those people. So they ended up making something worse, it looks like. They had a water pump with a fire hose running down the street to drain it into that little canal, because neighborhoods were getting flooded down there. Water wasn't draining. So they fixed that. Anyway, the AR-10. Now my brother stuck a Sig Sauer red dot on there, 2 MOA according to the box. Good for the distances we shoot at anyway. 100 to 180 yards. That rifle is capable of shooting 600 yards. But you need the 1/4 inch MOA to do that. But the scope that came with it is one where you can change the reticle colors and brightness, and it's possible to get a 1/4 inch MOA with that scope. So covered either way. You'd have to resight it, but you can adjust in it for the elevation according to how many yards. And a former Marine on the internet who had to do that once a year to get his citation or approval or whatever, is he had to shoot 400 yards, iron sights, and have a good grouping. Young eyeballs can do that. So anyway, he was telling me you need a 1/4 inch MOA, as well as made sure that I understood that every box of 308 that you buy, usually, has the information on the box for the amount of drop at whatever yards. It's on there specifically for people that shoot long distance like that, so they know where to set their scope, especially with people that have a reticle that is the reticle on here has different little black lines that come across it all the way up and down. Those are yard markers for distance. So basically, you can physically just adjust where you're shooting, and I believe there's also a knob on it that you can adjust for the yards that changes the reticle. And it also has, which I thought was cool, was a way to lock it in at 0 so it won't move. So pretty fun toys. So anyway, back to the Sig Sauer red dot. Sighted it in with the red dot, right on the money, and had to wait for the iron sights to come in the mail, which they did. This one needed to raise the front sight ever so slightly. So haven't shot it yet. We are going to go shoot it tomorrow. We haven't shot it with the new sights installed. There shouldn't be too much sighting to do, if at all, because you got the rear ghost ring flip up and then the front sight, and the red dot is sitting right on top of the front sight. And normally that's not something you would want to do because it won't shoot the same. But the difference here is the red dot is in the middle of the back ghost ring and the red dot is already sighted. So when you look through the ghost ring, you see the red dot in the middle and it's sitting right on top of the front sight. So that should be sighted perfectly, pretty much. So it was shooting too low before and the front sight just wasn't sitting up high enough. So anyway, this should be fun. Got some steel case 308. That's what he got. Picked some up on his way back to the ranch. Now there's a lot of conversation always with AR owners. Don't shoot steel case ammo. Don't do it. Once in a while, you may get one that expands. It doesn't contract because brass is soft. So you'll fire around and the casing will stay stuck in the chamber. Well, you could just pull it out. And so that is possible for that to happen. But most of the time it won't. And the biggest complaint I see on the internet is lacquered casings on the steel case ammo is going to plug up your chamber. And then your rounds won't fit and you're going to increase your pressure with a high pressure round like a 308 and it's going to blow up in your face. Well, true, that can happen. High powered rounds, you can't have a dirty gun. So if you're somebody that's kind of lazy about cleaning your gun, on the higher powered rounds, don't be lazy about cleaning your gun. You could break your gun. With that being said, the problem that makes the chamber dirty with steel case lacquered ammo is the lacquer. The chamber gets very hot and lacquer melts when it gets hot. So the reason why the cases are lacquered is for long-term storage during the Cold War. So they will actually fire and work. So everybody has noticed when you buy ammo these days, on the primer you'll see a colored dye like red or blue. That's a sealant for the primer to keep humidity and moisture from ruining the powder, from fouling it, so it'll fire when you want it to. That should add many years to your ammo that you were stocking up in ammo cans, waiting for all hell to break loose. So that's why they do that. But they used to just lacquer the casings. I guess probably was cheaper. Maybe that's just what they decided to do in the Russian plants. So anyway, this is Wolf steel case ammo, full metal jacket, 308. Hopefully there's no hotly charged rounds where they made a mistake in manufacturing, which, to be honest, would be more likely would be the Red Army junk. Don't recommend Red Army ammo unless that's all you have to shoot. Wolf is good, Tulamo is good. We have shot a ton of Tulamo and Wolf. I've shot cases of it, literally, okay? Two 1,000 round cases I've shot through my Mini 14. I've shot a 1,000 round 9mm case. I've shot a 1,000 round 45 ACP case. In 1911s. The World War II, 1911, because of the war production, they needed brass for ammunition, the bullets, and other things. So they made steel case ammo. So through much of World War II, the 45 ACP was steel case ammo or some sort of alloy. So that's just a fact, okay? So the steel case ammo doesn't affect anything other than maybe a little bit of premature wear on the extractor, because it's not brass, it's a harder material. So those are just facts. Didn't have any problems with 9mm. I had some Red Army stuff once that blew the primer out and blew backwards out of the back of the gun. That got my attention. Glad I was wearing eye protection. That's the only time that ever happened. I'm sure it'll happen again. But I believe that 50 caliber gun malfunction that was trending online on YouTube a couple of years ago that injured that guy, almost killed him. That was military surplus, old ammo. And the problem with old ammo is it can chemically change, and it can be more powerful than what it was designed for. So you shoot it as a hot round, it'll blow up more than other rounds will. That's what happened with that, from the understanding I had, from the information I read anyway. That's what happened with that instance. So keep that in mind. You're using something dangerous and things can happen, so you gotta do precautions for that. Wipe the lens off. Hopefully you can see. So anyway, speaking of that, another brush pile. Well, as storms that we've had has made a lot of brush piles. So anyway, I want to thank V-Man for his advice. He had a burn barrel in his yard, he said, and he made holes in the bottom for water drainage with a double-aught buck shotgun. And blow some holes in the bottom. That way it'll drain the water out. Because right now the problem is the can is full of trash in our yard, and the bottom has about 5 inches of water, or 3 inches, because of the height of the vent holes at the bottom. So it needs holes in the bottom of the can, so that's never a problem again. So simple solution. Can't fire double-aught buck shotgun on the property though, that's the problem. We're in city. Far enough where the ordinance prevents it. So we'll have to punch holes in it with something. Doesn't even need that many, really. There's Bates College there again. Now it's time to talk about something else that happened on my walk yesterday, on the reason why I couldn't use the film footage. Crazy day yesterday, crazy. So I'm walking on Russell Street here. I think I'll wait till I actually get to where it happened. But I'll talk about it in a minute. Don't worry, I'll talk about it. I won't forget. So anyway, we're gonna go shooting tomorrow and have fun. I guess they're just gonna leave these down trees there, I guess. Weird. It's wet, it's misting. Well, the snowbank across the street is getting smaller, so that's good. I haven't heard it for a while, but whoever it is that lives here is a good piano player, a good pianist. A couple of times I've walked by here and they were playing some classical music, and you could tell it was live and authentic. And it was quite impressive. So the advice on putting holes in the bottom of the barrel with a double-aught buck came from V-Man, who watches my walks. Heard me talk about that in the last walk. Left a comment. That's a good solution. Wish I could do that. Could throw the trash barrel once it's empty in the back of the truck and go do that at the range. We'll see. Traffic's loud when the road's wet. My apologies. Now, I could be hallucinating, but I think I just saw a couple seconds ago a Mustang sport utility vehicle. An SUV. Kind of small, like a Subaru Outback. It had a Mustang logo on the front. Well, I definitely would have preferred the sun being out today, but it's not. Still sweating though. So I'll tell you this story about what happened yesterday when I get there. We'll be there shortly, so you can get the visuals of it. I can't share the video online because there's people in it, don't have their permission, and there's also a child in it. Social media and YouTube absolutely forbid showing children in videos if they are not your children or relatives. Somebody could see their kid on there, contact YouTube and report it, and I lose my channel. That's just a policy they have, which is good. I don't mind that policy. That's common sense, especially with a lot of the sexual weirdos. So anyway, we're coming up where the incident happened yesterday. I did a good deed. And I have it on video, but I just can't put it on my channel. I also saved that video. So I clipped out a couple things yesterday that I wanted to use, or actually not use, but save. So that's what I did. Make sure I'm not gonna die here. All right, yesterday I'm walking here, you know, minding my own business, and we get up to that intersection up there where that road sign is, just past the junction 126 sign up ahead. And there's this fat guy trying to catch this little girl. Now this little girl is wearing nothing but a diaper, probably 2 years old, 3 years old, running right down the road there, and that big fat guy is trying to catch her, and he can't because he's big and fat. She ran right out in the road, right here, right in front of me. Immediately, I went right out in the road. I stopped all 4 lanes of traffic, like freaking Superman. I could have been killed, but I just reacted right away so the little girl wouldn't get run over. Because I'd rather get run over than the little girl. So, I stopped the traffic. That guy finally got the little kid. Now, one of the cars I had stopped was a blonde-haired woman, because I had stopped the traffic right there, and she pulled around the corner over there. She gets out of the car and tells the guy, "I just happen to work for Child Protective Services." I'm like, oh my God, whoever owns that kid is screwed. They are double screwed if they find out she voted for Trump. So that guy that caught the kid didn't know the kid. He just saw the kid walking out in the street by herself, and he was like following to make sure that she was okay. Or he was a pervert that was gonna snatch her. We don't know these days. But he did not know her. I heard him tell Child Protective Services woman that. So then a woman with pink, wearing black stretch pants, comes around the corner down here, right at this intersection. So she comes over here, and I said, "Are you looking for that little girl?" And she's crying. She's all upset. Yes, oh my God. She had both hands up to her face. Where is she? I said, well, she's up that way. She was out in the road. I stopped the cars. And I said, somebody from Child Protective Services is talking with the little girl. And then I just walked off. So, I don't know what's going to come of that. But in Maine, this blonde-haired woman looked like a liberal. She just looked like one of those people that's going to try to blame the parent, get herself a promotion. I don't know, but it's really unfortunate. I wish that she hadn't been there. So anyway, gotta tie my shoe, borrow a porch step, tie my wet laces. All right. So anyway, that's my story about the little girl. And you have to understand, the traffic was like it is now. You see all those cars? That's exactly what I stopped. I just went out in the road and just stopped everybody, cold. And I could tell a couple of people were annoyed. They don't know why I was doing that. Then they saw the little girl and they were like, okay, I get it. So, I mean, that kid was right in the middle of the first lane on the other side of the street. So if there was somebody that didn't see her, she would have been injured, killed, whatever. So, and I have that on video. I just sprung into action, and damn the consequences. I didn't want that little girl to get killed. And a lot of times you don't know what you're going to do until something happens, but I've always been that way. When something happens, I just spring into action. It's like a natural instinct or something. How many videos do you see online, you know, especially when somebody's shooting, okay? Somebody starts shooting. How many times do you see a video of somebody, what's going on? They put their hand up to their mouth. Is that really shoot? And just as they do that, they get shot dead. So, last September, I believe it was, or August, actually it was in March. It was in March of last year. Somebody drove by our house and they were shooting at each other while they were driving by. And my brother and I were helping the police officers pick up shell casings. Well, we weren't helping them pick them up. It just, we were saying there's one over here, there's one over there, and they were dropping their markers. So we were helping them out. Both of us filled out an affidavit, signed it to what we heard and saw. I don't think my brother did because he was sleeping. He didn't really hear anything. But myself and a couple of neighbors signed sworn affidavits on what we heard. I say sworn because once you sign it, it's like a legal binding, guilty of perjury if you're lying. So anyway, point is, I was in the kitchen and I heard those shots and I dropped right on the kitchen floor right away. I didn't even hesitate. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen, and it was just a natural instinct because I knew what it was and I knew it was close. And it's something I think about sometimes because you don't know if somebody's just gonna, at nighttime you have your lights on and somebody's just gonna, teenagers gonna think it's funny to shoot at somebody through a window because they watch too many video games and they think it'll be a laugh. Oh, no, there's no way I'll hit them. I'm not aiming for them. Oh, those are the ones that'll hit you. Those kids are idiots that do stuff like that. They watch a video game and they think they can, you know, I actually saw a funny video online. Somebody was trying out a 1911 in the store. They wanted to buy a 1911. And the guy hands it to him. Supposedly, he goes, oh, I know how to use one of these. I know how to use one of these, he said. I play, you know, whatever game that was online where you have weapons in it. I know how to do that. I've played the video game. So the guy hands him the 1911. He's flipping it around, looking at it. Not doing any gun safety he should be doing. Because in video games, why do you have to do that, right? So then he looks and asks the shop owner, he goes, "Where's the reload button?" Crack me up. So then the retailer leans over and he pushes the magazine eject button and the magazine falls on the floor. That's where the reload button is, dummy. I thought it was really funny. So anyway, we have the Easter bunny. Now these were all inflated yesterday. They were all healthy and happy looking, and now they've been deflated a bit because they turned them off because of the weather. That's the downside of having all these decorations. You gotta go clean the snow off them. You gotta take care of them when it rains. Too much of a headache for me. So anyway, that's my story on the gun video that I thought was funny. So I just hit 4 miles. Got a mile left. Probably gonna run out of battery. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I gotta make sure it's recording. So leaving that front screen on did shorten the battery life, because like I said, I already tested it yesterday. And I got further than I just did. I was recording some video at the house and I needed to test. So I left the front screen on. I just found a quarter. I actually thought the quarter had a hole drilled through it. I was going to put it on for a necklace, but it just had a little rock on it. So I picked it up. So I got a free quarter. I thought I found a free necklace. I was going to put that on a chain and wear it. I do have a silver bullet at home. It's actually a 0.999% pure ounce of silver made into a bullet. They didn't mill it to an actual caliber, which would have been nice. So it kind of looks like a 45 ACP, but it's bigger, fatter. Doesn't say what caliber it's supposed to be. It just says it's 0.999% pure silver. Something I've had for years. There's a mail carrier walking in the rain. So anyway, hope you're enjoying the walk. I did swap the battery. I am getting good time on this walk. And that's kind of intentional because it's raining. You walk faster when the weather's bad. That I've noticed. And it's unintentional. You walk by Bork's. I got something good cooking in there. Oh, that smells real good. It's not fried chicken. It's some kind of sauce. I can't think of the name. Oh. It smells real good. I don't care what it is. I want to eat it. So I eat light on my walks. Before I go walking, I usually just have a little bit of rice with some corn A little bit of salt. I don't put much for seasoning or anything heavy on it. I don't have any meat. I save that for after my walk. Then I chow down. So people are like, well, you go for a walk and then you eat after, you're negating your walk. No, that's not the case at all. I've lost a lot of weight, and pretty sure I've lost the 5 pounds I gained this winter, not walking as much. I've been walking more than I did last year because of my shoes. Now there's Hannaford's. Hannaford's. I'm gonna get a shot of the raging torrent. The raging torrent running out of Thorn Crag because of all the rain. Hopefully I won't get hit and die. If you do, save the camera footage, win a lawsuit and get rich. So there's the water running. Not very good when you have to go to the restroom like I do now. We got a raging river. Another one of those marijuana tubes. There's some feel-good food in it. That's a lot of rainwater. It's a bona fide babbling brook. Well, this is the time of year that a lot of times we'd get snowstorms and this and that. And in fact, my brother today showed me pictures on his phone. Farmington, Maine today, it was snowing. That wet, slushy stuff. The slippery stuff. Nothing here. It's 38 degrees though. We have had snowflakes when it's 38 degrees. Oh, look. Look, we get ducks. Oh, don't run away, come back. I probably scared them. Hi, duckies. Oh, look at them. We get the mama duck and we get a smaller one that's almost adult size. It's a preteen. It's a preteen duck. Hanging out with mama. Well, that's a pretty duck too. Very nice. Always something to see when you're out walking. All right. I'm gonna cut across here. You see what they did here with the shrubs? See all these cut branches? That is, they come along with this vehicle here that has an extension on it with cutting blades. I've never seen them do this before until last year. So I don't know if that's new, but they came through here and whatever it is just mauls all these branches and brush off the side of the road to cut the brush back. I'd like to see them do it when they're doing it. I think I'll stay on this side. Famous last words, right? No, that's too soft. The ground is soft. Soft. Well, we'll go over here. I've noticed a lot of road repairs they have to do because of all the rain we've had last year, and so far this year is starting off the way last year did. So it gives us an early spring, but we're getting rain, which again is better than snow, right? So especially for me, because I'm the one that cleans the snow on the property generally most of the time. This time of year, it's wet and slushy. It's the worst snow to clean, you know, snow blower or not. Oh goodness, I got the blood flowing, the nose is going. Again, if you hear the sniffling through the microphone, the mic is about 4.5 inches, maybe 5 above my nose, maybe longer than that, but the point is it's right there. I'm sure it doesn't sound wonderful, but until the weather warms up, that's what we're gonna get. I can't control my nose. So here's some acorns broken on the sidewalk. Those are the kind of things that deer come through here and eat. All kinds of deer food laying out here. So the deer must be happy. So I'll record until I hit 5 miles. Like I said, if you end up seeing this video and it's in 1080p, that's because I decided not to rip it at 4K because of the file size. So don't be mystified if I've been bragging about the 4K picture quality and I don't get the full upload up. It'll still look good, but just giving an explanation for that. Definitely doing good time today. So we're going to do a woods walk gun talk through Thorn Craig here soon. I might wait until we start getting green leaves though. Brown gets old quick. It's really amazing to me how much consumed alcohol I see on the side of the road. It's unbelievable. And marijuana tubes. I heard a crow laughing at me. Hope the crow knows it's not the first time I've been laughed at. I can take it. One hour and 25 minutes and 22 seconds. I just hit 5 miles. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the content on the channel. I'm going to be shooting some more video tomorrow with the 308 and Mini 14. Should be fun. Hopefully all goes well with the video equipment. It's going to be overcast tomorrow, so it's not the ideal filming lighting. And the high tomorrow is going to be about 50. So it might be kind of similar to what it is now, minus the mist. 35 to 40 degrees at the range, excuse me. Now, isn't this just stupid? They've been moving all of the things like the water things and gas things. They've been moving them back, and they've been doing this. See, now he's got a water thing on his lawn to hit with the lawnmower, and they did that to us too. They put the water thing right on the property, and of course it's broken. It's broken now. So that is for future street widening developments. That's what that's for, because Lewiston's growing, they think, I guess, because it's not. So we got another water thing here that's been broken, telling them there's no CMP, so there's no power lines here when they come here to fix that, which means they're going to be digging up in front of our house too to fix the one that's there, because that broke, because the guy that comes by with the big snowblower took it out, city worker. The same idiot that chewed up all the trash out front one day spewed all our garbage all over the sidewalk because he ate it up with his auger street sidewalk cleaner. So I took pictures of that. I called the city, and then he was sure, thank you, and he was sure not to do that after. And even the next time he went by, he waved, you know, like, sorry. Then there was another time he went by, he didn't change the direction of his chute, and he shot all the snow he was clearing and blocked in the driveway that I just cleaned. So I also sent video of that and pictures. So that hasn't happened since. Now he broke the water spigot. What do you do with that? Tired of contacting the city because of that guy, and it's always the same guy. Could see him in this thing when he goes by. Looks like he's about 26, 27 years old. Funzanun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified of new content, click the little bell to be notified on my profile page. And have a beautiful day. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.